N8QA connected to KG4DVE.
CQ, this is KN4IMU, calling the Tri-State 2-meter net into session. My name is Michael, and I'll be your net control operator tonight. This net is sponsored by the River Cities Amateur Radio Association and meets on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. This net meets on the repeaters KG4DVE 146.940, negative offset with a tone of 107.2, the NAQA 145.390, negative offset with a tone of 136.5, and the NAQA 444.600, positive offset and no PL, as well as on Echolink at KG4DVE-R and NAQA-R. This net is an open net. All amateur radio operators are invited to participate, and the only thing you need is a valid amateur radio call sign. Following SCC rules, our net will yield to emergency traffic at any time during the net meeting. When you're asked to check in, please state your call sign slowly and phonetically, followed by your first name. After the check-in process, we'll give each station a chance to make a comment or announcement. Rechecks will then be acknowledged and coordinated through net control following the check-in process. This is KN4IMU hosting the Tri-State 2-meter net. Before we begin tonight's net, are there any stations with emergency or priority traffic for the net? Okay, hearing none, we'll start taking check-ins for tonight's net. We will start with our time-valued stations. Any stations that are short of time or would like to check in and out, please call now.
W8XDB. Need to be in and out. Got a fire going over here.
Well, I'll let you go for not inviting me this time, but don't let it happen again, Dave. No, I'm just kidding, man. Appreciate the check-in, man. You have a good evening. Enjoy that fire, and we'll talk to you here soon. I assume you mean a bonfire, not hopefully a house or something. That would be a little bit awkward. Have a good evening, Dave. Any other short of time or in and out stations?
Kilo Echo 8, Oscar Romeo, Quebec, Doug Bainbridge.
Okay, Doug, got you in there. KE8ORQ, you short of time tonight, man?
Well, I'm having a lot of interference from the Fairfield repeater, and I can't hardly hear sometimes, and I hope I'm getting through. And I've been on the Ohio link talking to South Korea, and so I got to go, and wish everybody well in the net tonight, and thank you for doing the net. This is KE8ORQ. I'll be back to net control.
Alright, Doug, not a problem. Yeah, I know that repeater seems to carry pretty well, so got you in there, buddy. You have a good evening, and we will talk to you soon. Alright, are there any other short of time or in and out stations for the net?
Kilo Delta 8, Whiskey Tango Golf Tom. On Echo Link, but won't be here long, so everybody have a good evening.
Okay, Tom, I got you in there, KD8WTG, and since you're short time, we'll go ahead and let you say hi as well real quick if there's anything else you want to add.
Well, not a whole lot, I don't guess. Actually, I'm sitting in Florida, and I'm coming back tomorrow morning. Coming back to below freezing temperatures. Oh, my. Anyway, I'm headed back tomorrow morning, so I hope everybody stay warm and safe, and wish you 73s, and talk to you later on.
88 WTG, back to net.
All right, Tom, be careful on your way home, buddy. You have a good evening, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, any other short of time or in and out stations for the net?
KY4MD, Brian, in and out.
All right, Brian, I know it's KY4M, but what was the last one? I forget. I know you've checked it before, so I apologize about that.
That's all right, Delta.
Okay, that's right. I got you in there, Brian. KY4MD. Have a good evening, buddy, and be careful out there. All right, we'll go ahead and move on now. We'll call for Echolink stations. Any Echolink stations wishing to check in tonight, please call now.
Kilo Delta 8 Papa Tango November, Ken in Flatwoods.
All right, Ken, got you on the Echolink, K88PETN. Are there any other Echolink stations that would like to check in? All right, moving on then, we'll call for stations anywhere now. Any stations anywhere, any form of power connectivity that would like to check into the Tri-State 2-meter net, please call now. Any stations anywhere that would like to check into the Tri-State 2-meter net, please call now.
I was waiting for the crowd to die down. KM4PDK, Kilo Mike 4 Papa Delta Kilo, John.
Yeah, everyone's in such a hurry tonight to get in here. KM4PDK, I got you in here, John. It is Wednesday night, so I'd say probably quite a few people are at church, or maybe they got invited to today's fire there. I don't know. Any other stations that would like to check into the net tonight, please call now. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a slow night, so we'll go back up, give everybody a few minutes to get to the radio, and if we have a quiet night, we have a quiet night. So we had Dave in and out, Doug short of time, Tom short of time, and Brian in and out, so we'll go to our Echolink station. K88 PETN. Ken, what's going on with you, man? How you doing? And couldn't really think of a good topic for tonight, so I guess I thought of one, but it wasn't that great, but we'll go with it for tonight. What is your preferred digital mode, HF or VHF or otherwise? So we'll just make that the topic tonight. Ken, what's your favorite mode, and how are you doing, buddy?
Thank you, Net Control. I'm doing fine, Mike. I have thought about getting one of those digital boxes to where I could get on, some of the digital modes and stuff. I hear them all the time at the bottom of each band, all the ding-ding and the weird noises and such, but still beyond that, I think my next step up would be to get myself a real 2-meter rig and just bypass the bow phone. But I'm still having issues with my HF. It's getting better all the time, so one of these days you're going to hear me like a preacher just saying, amen, I've got it, but that day hasn't arrived yet. It's all good.
All right, Ken. Appreciate you checking in, man. I didn't know if you did anything digital or not. I know you've been working on those issues there, but yeah, here eventually I'd say you'll get it figured out. So, Ken, appreciate you checking in, man. You have a good evening, and we'll talk to you here soon. All right, next up we'll go to John, KM4PDK. John, what's going on with you, man? And I guess the question tonight, what's your favorite digital mode, HF or otherwise. John, the mic's all yours.
All right. Let's see. Day was kind of productive. You know, it was nasty out. I did a lot of things inside. So happy about that. Even messed with some radio organization a little bit and tried to find out some of his HTs. But, favorite digital mode. Haven't done a lot with it on HF. Still getting into that, but I do kind of like the slow scan TV with the ISS on 2 meter. Hadn't been any of that around lately, but fond of that. And the only digital mode on HF has been playing around with WinLink and sending emails. So had a good time with that. Even checked into the let's see, I think it was the Aries, Kentucky Aries net about a week ago. So enjoyed figuring that out, getting that lined out. Back to net control, KM4 PDK.
All right, John, appreciate you checking in, and okay. I figure out what's going on with that. Appreciate you checking in, and yeah, it sounds like yeah, sorry, I drew a blank there. Man, my brain just all of a sudden decided to quit working. John, appreciate you checking in. Glad to hear you checking into the WinLink net there. I'm sure Roland appreciates that. Still got to go up. I say I'll probably go up tomorrow and try to figure out what's going on with the 2 meter link. See if I can figure out what the issue is. John, have a good evening, man, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, we are at the bottom of the list. This is KN4IMU, hosting the Tri-State 2 meter net. Oh, let's see. It's this coming Monday will be the next Portsmouth Radio Club meeting, the first one in quite a while. They will be doing testing at 5 o'clock with a meeting at 6:30. Masks are required. There will be social distancing. And I believe they're going to try and do something. We're going to try and do something on Zoom for the ones that can't attend. So if anybody's looking to test up in the Portsmouth area and is looking for a meeting, I definitely recommend heading down there to the American Legion in Portsmouth around 6:30 on Monday. Let's see, next Saturday, the 10th, the Terra Club will be having a test session. They will have a test session 9 a.m. I'm not sure if they have any spots open, so I may be saying this for nothing, but if you do need to test and can't make it to our session on the 13th, they are testing. There is a $15 fee for testing, so do keep that in mind. And, of course, they will be forcing social distancing and all that as well. And then our next club meeting for the River Cities Club will be April 13th, and that will be at 7 o'clock. And we'll be having a test session at 6 o'clock at Belafonte Restaurant in Ashland. And ours is free to test. So I think that's it for announcements for a moment. So any other stations out there looking to check into the net tonight, please call now.
Please check in Kilo Echo 4 Echo Whiskey Sierra John in South Ashland.
Kilo 8 Delta Mike Kilo Daniel Soda, Furnace, Ohio.
KB8 SRN, Gary, Medford area.
Alright, got John, KE4EWS, got Daniel, K8DMK, and I got Gary, KB8SRN, all checked in. Any other stations I'd like to check in, or any stations that I may have missed? Alright, well, we'll go back up. We'll start with John, KE4EWS. John, how are you doing today? And the question for tonight was, what is your favorite digital mode, HF, VHF, or otherwise?
KE4EWS. Well, I really don't have a favorite digital mode. I've got an HF rig here that, that's probably about as digital as I get. And but I used to be on Pocket, things like that, and RTTY. I used to do RTTY. I enjoyed RTTY, but I burnt my radio. Oh, that's terrible. Y'all take care. K4EWS back to net.
All right, John, appreciate you checking in the net, buddy, and have a good evening, and stay warm. I know it's going to get chilly this next day or two, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, next up, we'll go to Side of Furnace, K8DMK. Daniel, how you doing, buddy, and what's your favorite digital flavor?
Well, good evening, Mike, and everybody who's checked into the net. Mike, you're doing a good job running the net, as always, and thank you. My favorite digital mode would be C4FM. I kind of like FT8 too, so those would have to be my two favorites, I guess. Well, I better add another one, that D-Star. I really like it too. Chillicothe Club has that when it's up, and talk around the world on it. That's a lot of fun. So, Mike, I'd say that'd have to be the three favorites that I have. So, didn't do much. Tried to stay dry today, stay warm, and next couple days is going to be cold. So everybody stay warm and stay dry. And KM4 IMU, this is K8DNK. I'll turn it back to net control.
All right, Danny. Well, appreciate you checking in, buddy, and sounds like you got quite a few choices there. You have a good evening, man, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, now we'll go up to Milltown, KB8SRN. Gary, what's going on with you, man, and what's your favorite digital flavor?
Hi, good evening, Michael and everyone on the net. KB8SRN here. I had a busy day. I had to do some things with my mother and take her to the doctor, and then we ended up going down to the Legion, and she drank a beer down there with us, so that was ended up a good day. And digital world, you know what, I'm kind of like Joe Walsh. I'm a analog man in the digital world. I don't know enough about it to even talk about it, and that would be a good, we were talking the other night about different things to learn about. That would be a good subject for somebody to, or maybe a group of people to kind of discuss at one of the meetings if we get time to kind of show and tell some of that the digital options and what radios carry the different formats, kind of like the beta VHS thing. Everybody kind of seems to have their own. And that's my 2 cents on it. Anyway, 7-3 back to you, Michael, KB8SRN.
All right, Gary, appreciate you checking in, and not a problem with that. Some people just prefer to stay analog and stay away from the digital nonsense. So, no problem there. Appreciate you checking in, man. You have a good evening, and we will talk to you soon. All right, we are at the bottom list again. This is KN4IMU hosting the Tri-State Premier Net, and we're still taking check-ins for tonight's net. Any stations looking to check in, please call now. A second call for any stations anywhere looking to check into the Tri-State 2-meter net, please call now. Well, maybe a short one tonight, so we'll go with that. I'll go throw myself on, and pretty normal day, all things considered, just a normal day at work. Came home, relaxed, and doing the net, and get enjoying my day off tomorrow. So that's really about it. Don't really have anything else to add to that. Again, don't forget the Portsmouth Club meeting on this coming Monday, April 5th. The Terra Club will have a test session on April 10th, and then the next River Cities Club meeting will be April 13th. So, and I believe the Sora Club is also going to have their meeting on, I believe it's the 19th. So, it seems like things are slowly getting back to normal in that regard. I'll break. We still have tickets for the 2 Autumn Colors Express tickets. So if anybody's interested in buying one, they're $10 each with a limit of 1 per person. And get a hold of myself, kn4mu@gmail.com, or come to one of the meetings and I'll have some with me. So I think that's about it to announce at the moment. Hopefully we'll have some news here on the Hamfest this week. Just got to get some of the unfun stuff to take care of. So, all right, well, I guess we'll just do a final call for check-in, see if anybody else checks in the net tonight, and if not, we'll close the net out for the evening. So, any stations looking to check into the Tri-State 2-Mirror net before we close the net out, please call now.
Recheck, Mike.
Go ahead, Danny.
Well, Mike, I got a technical question. Maybe somebody out there can answer this. If you're on digital and somebody else is on analog and they hear the digital, is that considered interference or not?
Legally speaking, that should not be interference. So, if a repeater is designated for use for both modes, as long as you're using it as the owners are intending, then I don't see a problem with that, as long as you're staying within the FCC regulations. So, as long as you're not using digital while somebody else is using analog, there shouldn't be an issue at all, I wouldn't think, but I'll see if anybody else has anything else to chime in on that. I guess not. So I think that should take care of your issue there, Danny. Yeah, I mean, as long as the channel's not being used, and as long as the owner of whatever repeater or channel has no problem with it, I don't see why it would be considered interference.
All righty, Mike. Hey, I thank you and thank everybody out there who may have, I didn't hear anybody come back. Maybe if they did, maybe I missed it. I don't know. But thank you, and I appreciate it. So, KDUK, back to net control.
Not a problem, Danny. Like I said, that's what we're here for. Have a little bit of a discussion, so if anybody has any questions or wants to ask the group, that's what we're here for. All right, final call for check-ins for the Tri-State 2-Meter net. Any stations anywhere, please call now. Final call for check-ins for the Tri-State 2-Meter net. Any stations anywhere, please call now. Alright, well, it sounds like it's going to be a quiet night, so we'll go ahead and close it out for the evening. I'd like to thank everyone for checking into the Tri-State 2-Meter net, and those that stood by while the net was being conducted. We will close the net at 8:26 p.m. with a total of 10 check-ins, and we will turn all of our peers connected back to normal amateur use. This is KN4MU. I'll be signing off, and don't forget the Portsmouth Club net tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, and the Ohio Valley Aries Races net at 8:30. I did forget that. So, this is KN4MU, net control, and I'll be clear.
N8QA disconnected.